we're here to shoot another video, and Maureen has raisins in her teeth. So, here we are. We're doing great, right?
Yep.
So, and you just saw Amari, so that's the best part of our family. And we're just going to give you some updates and thoughts. Well, I now know the spiritual meaning of a poopy diaper. There's also something so physical about it. Yeah, so we're back. And basically the reason why we haven't posted for so long is the amount of poopy diapers this boy makes. No time for videos. But today he has graced us with a small pause. So we want to catch you up on what we're doing. And there's so much to talk about. We wanted to just break down what we're doing in this way. We're going to tell you about a value that we want to teach to Amari and give you an example that shows that value that's current, that we're doing now. So the first one is generosity. And this one Amari is not involved in just because he's too small. But with my students, we are knitting hats for undocumented immigrants who have been shipped into New York State. And I'm going to drive them down, maybe with some of my students, and give them to some of the children and parents who are undocumented that are going to have to be spending winter homeless in New York State because of the immigration crisis. And why is this important? Because we have to go out of our way to do it. We're not getting paid. But I feel that this is important to teach children, and I want Amari to grow up with a generous heart. So that's the first one. Maureen?
The second thing or value that we want to teach Amari is how to make good friends and then maintain those friendships, which takes effort. Because obviously you can be really good friends with someone, but if you don't see them all the time, it takes work to maintain your friendship and to make sure your friend is doing okay and to not just drop them after a while because you move on, because you move to a different state or a different town. But to make sure that these people stay in your life and that you care about them. Obviously the biggest thing about friendship is actual just love and concern for the person in any shape or form. So this is really more about Amari, not something that he can do, but we've been making baby announcements of Amari's birth, his arrival, and been sending them to many friends, people who we've known over the years, who've supported us, who've been part of our family and wider friend circle. And I just feel like that's a way to stay in touch and also show them that we care. We want to share our joy about Amari with them.
The third value that we wanted to talk about and give an example for is the connection to Earth. And by that, we just mean nature. Where this became very obvious that Amari was just into it, and so I think it'll be natural throughout his childhood, is when we brought him home from the hospital for like, I don't know, the first 2 or 3 weeks or something, wasn't it?
Yeah.
In the evening, sometimes he would have these like insane fits and just scream and scream. And they weren't as bad as some people told us they could be. But to solve the problem, I would take him outside onto the little porch that we have, and he would stare at the leaves and calm himself down, and it worked every time. There was never one time where he went out there and didn't manage to console himself. Which led me to understand that nature does have a positive power and can calm our minds. And so Amari is kind of finding his own way with that. But we will continue to go on lots of walks when the weather's good and have animals and teach him how to raise animals and love nature.
And the fourth one that we want Amari to do is to love music and dance. And he actually does that already pretty well.
Yes, he does.
He has been exposed to a very wide variety of music. I mean, from Bach to Beyonce, if that's what you want to classify it as. Anything, really. And he loves it. He loves music. One of his favorites is reggae. I play him reggae for kids, and it became our little, like,
ritual,
sleepy time routine. So if he was mad and he needed to go to sleep or settle down, I would turn on the reggae for kids and I would dance with him. And he just loved it. And he would eventually nod off to sleep. So he clearly already enjoys music and he likes movement. He likes to be rocked or bumped up and down. The more movement, the better. And I think also music and dance is just a really good way of expressing yourself, your emotions, or like, for me, I know, like, if I was, like, grumpy or, I don't know, having a bad time, go in my room by myself and shut the door and dance, turn on music really loud, and that would help me. So I hope it helps him too in his life, and I just think it's good to be able to express yourself in that way.
So the next video will be a dance video starring Amari Puente Abong Ayala, and we will see how his moves have progressed in his illustrious career of 2.5 months as a dancer. So see you next time and stay tuned for the dance video. Have a good one.